Number one, we need to classify angle 1 and angle 2. So let's look at the list. Starting with adjacent. Adjacent angles share a side, and these two angles, angle 1 and angle 2, do not share a side, so we could cross that out. The second one would be vertical angles. Vertical angles are on opposite sides across from each other on intersecting lines, and in fact these are across from each other on intersecting lines, so these are vertical angles. Complementary angles would add to 90, and supplementary angles would add to 180. So if we look at this picture, we have to decide what the angle measures would add to. This box here means 90 degrees, so if that's 90 degrees, this would also be 90 degrees because this makes a straight line if you kind of trace this line here. So 90 make 180. So since that's 90 degrees, we know that vertical angles are equal to each other or congruent. So we know that this is also 90 degrees. So if I add the two angles together, they sum to 180. So that would be supplementary angles. Complementary would add to 90. And a linear pair means that the two make a line and they are right next to each other, meaning they share a side. For instance, these two angles would make a linear pair because they create a line and they share a side. So these two angles are across from each other. Even though their measurements add to 180, they do not share a side, so they are not a linear pair.